yoga students, if any of you are watching these, I do use foul language occasionally. Happy New Year, 2009. It was sad. I don't know if you read Garrett Weber Gale's blog.
I did, and I left a comment.
I felt what he was talking about.
I felt it right here.
Because, and you're probably too young to remember, but in 1988, I went into the deepest post-Olympic depression ever. Because it was in Seoul, Korea, and because there was no Michael Phelps, the events were on at weird times, and it was always on after school. So I went into, and little did I know that Mel Monroe Stewart was like out there and existing in the world.
I was one. I don't remember.
That just blows my mind.
I don't remember that.
So we're new, and we've left the magical, mystical, auspicious number 8 year behind, and now we're in a number 9 year.
Which means it's Ryan Lochte's year, is what we're saying.
Which means it's Ryan. It's Sean Lochte, right? Steven. Ooh, sorry.
RSL. Get it right, lady.
I know. That's
okay, we want to address a very serious issue right now because we're Michael Fred lovers. I'm kind of like,
I'm questioning Candace's loyalty, but you know, it's like a relationship, you go through ups and downs.
We're like,
I'm still riding the post like book signing high.
Yeah, we're like that married couple that like goes through peaks and valleys. Peaks and valleys.
You hang on with
we're married, but we're not speaking to each other for a few days at a time. Is basically what's happening right now. Because I think that Michael Fred has fat girl syndrome. Okay. And if you don't know what I mean, that's like when a fat girl is like in high school and nobody likes her because she's ugly, but she's really smart, like she gets good grades. Then she goes away for a summer, she goes to fat camp, and she comes back, she lost 80 pounds, and suddenly the quarterback from the high school football team wants to date her, and now she's being a bitch to all her old fat friends.
Like pretty much the experience, I'm sure, behind the scenes of every winner of The Biggest Loser thus far. Which, by the way, not to change topics, but I would like to make a prediction. I think that Michael Fred will, in some capacity in the future, be on The Biggest Loser. Because it's on NBC. Are you with me so far? Because it's on NBC, because it's about people wanting to change their lives. And I watched the season finale of the last one. The girl who ended up winning, she, on her like, oh, I've improved my life so much little video, what does she do? She goes to Subway and brings Subway sandwiches.
Oh my God,
home
is Michael Fred
family.
gonna bring a freaking turkey sub to someone's house?
I think Michael Fred is going to show up to teach them about like low impact like exercise in the water.
Because swimming is good
and
for you.
And I would just say, if I were like on The Biggest Loser, probably having a nervous breakdown because I was away from my family and having Jillian and Bob yell at me, not Bob Bowman, Bob whatever his name is, and Michael Phelps showed up, Michael Fred showed up, I would lose my mind.
I'm sorry, but the last thing I'd want to do if I was a big fat fatty on The Biggest Loser is to see Michael Fred in his like 8-pack glory coming to me with a freaking Subway sandwich. I'd be like, can you get your skinny ass out of here? I'm 400 pounds and I'm trying to lose weight. Don't show up here. That's the last thing that I want to see.
And this is
last thing.
Yeah, and that's another thing about the Garrett Weber Gale message, kind of like you were saying, or I think this was in the podcast. It's like, yeah, let's focus on some people that have some adversity.
Please.
Like, you know.
That's some high blood pressure where you're about to have a stroke? Good God!
Good God.
Good God Almighty.
He lives in Austin, which is, it's like 90 degrees there, like 8
oh my
months
God,
of the year.
heat stroke.
He's not having that liquid butter at that place with the biscuits.
No, and his cooking videos are bomb. They're so good.
I love that he's totally a foodie.
Oh my God.
If you know what, and this is the other thing, I don't think there's any like corporate media conglomerate. Top Chef, Garrett Weber Gale, guest host.
Please.
Octagon.
Please let him be a judge.
I don't know who he's with, if he's with Octagon.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you mean Triangle? We're changing their name. Because it's closing in. It's closing in. Everybody's
You can hate
leaving.
Drew Johnson, but you know we're right. You know we're right.
It's so true. And I don't want any haters commenting on this video. I'm just making that announcement now. Because I know you're out there. But going back to Michael Fred having fat girl syndrome, because you know he does, I don't like his behavior as of late.
You've been I've been a little more generous. Like, I haven't really talked about it, but in my mind, I've been like willing to overlook a few things, but now
I'm not willing to overlook it. You know why? Heather made a very good point. She was like, Michael Fred is like that ex-boyfriend that you still love a little bit, but you're like, oh, I kind of hate him though. And that's what it is. It's like Michael Fred and I had a grand love affair over the summer. It was like Grease, summer romance. Then I come back to school and he's being mean to me. And he's hanging out with his greaser friends and he's being mean to me. And I don't know what's going on with him.
So one comment, we had already discussed this theory that basically originated from, as I remember, CBS, his brain. But if you are internet savvy, you can go and see some footage of Michael Fred in Las Vegas, his new favorite city, I think ahead of B-More. And he's totally in with the Maloof brothers now, and the Maloof brothers own the Palms, and they also own the Sacramento Kings. Is that the... We're not sports
yeah,
people.
Whatever.
But they own a bunch of other stuff. So he's really deep in with them now, which is like a little concerning because basically he can go to Vegas whenever he wants. So I had seen these. I knew that he was. I knew he was going to be out on the town somewhere. So he was in Vegas. You see these pictures. Apparently one of the guys is like a professional poker player because I like slogged through like 45
like that's who you want to be hanging out with.
Unreadable comments on TMZ. But this is what made me sad is like I didn't see any of the people that I've previously identified as Michael Fred's high school friends.
Exactly.
Who went to the maybe they're like, dude, I have
Where's
a job.
Scotty from Michigan or whoever?
Where's Scotty from Michigan? Where's Corey? Where's Matt? Like Townsend. Don't blame me, you name them in your book. The first one that was
You go to fat camp, lose 80 pounds, and you dump your friends. Fat girl.
And like he obviously is getting totally sick of getting photographed, but it's like then don't go to Las Vegas. Or go to Las Vegas and stay in the real world like condo or whatever so you don't have to
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So although the one thing I'll notice, I mean, and maybe she was working, I didn't see like
Oh, she was serving the drinks.
She was serving the drinks.
She was making the rounds, serving the drinks.
So the service industry is
She was
really
trying to
important.
shove his gold medals into some slot machines. She was trying to make some money.
I'm worried. I'm really
very
worried.
concerned.
And my other reason for concern, which I mentioned to Candace because we had a little phone conference and I was like more manic than after I had like 2 cappuccinos after I hung up with you. Because everyone's like, oh, you are so crazy, and like I don't know what the rest of your world is like, but everyone's like, are you insane? And then when you could like commune with the people that are really excited about it, you don't give a crap about the haters and about the mild interest people or the people that are like, Michael who? Like, it all goes away. The start date for Michael's training has been pushed back like 3 times. Now it's February 1st. And I'm really concerned that there's not February 1st. That's like 5 months, basically 5 months and like a week and a half until World Trials in Indianapolis. And okay, he's dropping the 400 IM. We know that for sure. We're not really sure what's going on with the rest of the program. So, and I'm sure that Coach Bob has been cooking up some crazy regimens and stuff in his spare time.
Like holding a Subway sandwich in front of his face as he swims to get him to swim faster.
10,000 meters for speed.
Obviously.
But I'm concerned. I think especially this big switch over to the 100 meter freestyle, we're going to see Michael Fred get his ass kicked. So I know I told Alan
Fat girl's going to get fat again.
I know I told Frenchman Ellen Bernard to like F off in my video, which I'm sure, sorry if my yoga students, if any of you are watching these, I do use foul language occasionally. I think, him and Eamon Sullivan and all the speed guys are going to totally be laughing it up. So, and you need to read this Detroit Free Press article if you haven't. Bob Bowman basically all but admits that this year is kind of a throwaway.
He was like, don't have any high expectations.
He's like, no.
Daddy's going to gain a little weight back.
Even though I'm the maestro of pain, like Michael, it's like there's only so much I can do, and Michael's attention is like now on. Before it was just like eat, sleep, swim. Now it's like eat, sleep, swim.
Gamble.
Few hands of poker, little partying, like permanently having the BlackBerry
that she needs to do.
Other major issue. Okay. And
I just want to mention this, you can edit this out, but all I want in the world is for Michael Phelps' fatty girl syndrome to take up the backstroke and get his ass beat by Ryan Lochte so hard. And that's all I have to say. All the Reezy fans out there, I love you.
He qualified for Athens at the 200 back, but he dropped it.
Yeah, because you know why? Because Reese is going to kick your ass.